Nope is the story about mysterious phenomenons that appear in the sky. And there's wacky waving inflatable tube guys. Now let's talk about it. Hey guys, let's talk about Nope. This is the third film from director Jordan Peele, and going into this, I did my best to avoid every single trailer whenever I was in the theater. I'd eat my popcorn like this, people look at me like I was utterly insane, what are you looking at? And going back and watching those trailers, well, they don't really spoil much. The best way to describe Nope is it's a science fiction thriller comedy film that contains some very shocking, violent, dark sequences, and one of those scenes unlocked a fear I didn't even know I had. It's this utterly horrific scene that takes place during this 90s sitcom TV show as they're recording it. I won't say anything more, but just wait until you see it. This stars Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer's brother and sister, and it takes place on this horse ranch in the middle of nowhere. And he plays this character named OJ, which there's a few jokes about that throughout the film, which I enjoyed. And he is this horse wrangler for Hollywood movies. So if you need a horse for a movie, well, he's the guy that you call and he brings in the horse and make sure it doesn't kick you in the face. And for me, those were some of the best scenes throughout this film, other than the very utterly shocking violent sequence that also takes place on a TV set. Yeah, I guess I'm weird. I like movies where the characters are making movies, or movies are being made within the movies. Are you the same way? Let me know down below. And for example, at times in this film, it makes fun of the Hollywood cliches and tropes. Even the title of this film itself is one big trope. We've all done it. Whenever you see some crazy shit, well, you probably go, nope. But I'll tell you one thing I would never say nope to, that's a delicious bowl of cereal. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Big thanks to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this video. Do you remember as a kid waking up on Saturday mornings and watching cartoons with a big bowl of cereal? I know I do, and I still occasionally do that, but now I do it with Magic Spoon, and I'm going to tell you why. As an adult, which just feels weird to say, I still love cereal. And with most other cereals, you get tons of sugar and carbs, and I don't want all of that. But with Magic Spoon, that's no problem. Where did that come from? But now you might be asking, why is that? Well, let me tell you, Magic Spoon is high in protein with 13 grams of protein per serving. So yeah, it's healthy and helps build muscles. And that's how I like to eat my cereal. I like to flex my arms as I eat it. It's also low carb with only 4 grams per serving, and it's keto friendly. And there's 0 sugar. Oh yeah, it's also gluten-free, grain-free, and it has natural flavors. But the best thing is, it's never boring, and it tastes good. Magic Spoon comes in a variety of flavors. I've tried all of them. A few of my personal favorites are the blueberry and the fruity right here, which is completely empty. Click the link below to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use promo code FlickPick at checkout for $5 off any order. Or go to magicspoon.com/FlickPick. And Magic Spoon is so confident about their product, it's backed by a 100% happiness guarantee. If only life was the same way. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. So click the link down below and use code FlickPick for $5 off. Or go to magicspoon.com/FlickPick to save $5 today. If you want great tasting cereal that makes you feel like a kid again, that also has little mazes on the back of the box, and no sugar, and has protein in it, I highly recommend checking out Magic Spoon. I'm gonna eat the rest of this now. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to the video. Don't lie, you want some cereal now. I'm sorry for that. Now let's keep talking about Nope. This is by far the biggest, most bombastic, and largest scope of any film director Jordan Peele has done to date. And I would say it's my favorite film he's made. I really like his films like Get Out or Us, which I thought was okay. I wouldn't go back and rewatch it anytime soon. But as far as the film Nope goes, I think it has the most potential to cater to mass audiences. Because the film Nope contains a lot of different genres that audiences love to eat up. These are the things that make blockbusters so successful at the theater. Now this is a little bit more dark than something like Independence Day, for example, at times. And another thing Nope has going for it was Jordan Peele's previous films have a lot of social commentary that drive the plot. In the film Nope, there is some social commentary, but it doesn't drive the plot. It has the action, it has the suspense, it has a thrill ride, it also has unidentified phenomenons happening up in the sky. But most importantly, it has charismatic characters that carry this plot along that you care about. Now let's talk about those charismatic characters in this movie. Daniel Kaluuya plays this subdued but likable character in this film. He's quiet and stoic, but hey, most Hollywood heroes are. And then you have Keke Palmer, who plays his more rambunctious, charismatic sister. And at first, I wasn't a huge fan of her character throughout this film. I thought she would be slightly annoying, but then she slowly grows on you and then she steals every scene that she's in, and I was like, oh wow, I love this character now. Her character and the brother's character are almost polar opposites of each other, which is why that dynamic works so well. One pleasant surprise I really enjoyed was when they started introducing supporting characters throughout this film, and I assumed maybe they would have a scene or two or 10 minutes of screen time, but no, the few extra characters they do introduce have a substantial amount of time and something to do in the film, which I thought elevated it, and I really liked when they all combined forces and they were working together to unravel this mystery during the third act of the film. It was one of my favorite parts of it, because they all have very diverse personalities, but every character comes across likable or at least entertaining to watch. And one of those supporting characters was played by actor Michael Wincott, who I've not seen in many movies since the early 1990s. You might best know him as the #1 henchman in movies like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, or The Three Musketeers from the early 1990s. He sort of talks like this: "Why a spoon, cousin?" I love his voice, and it worked perfectly throughout this film. Because his character is this very highbrow, independent filmmaker type dude, and it was just, I don't know, I really liked his character, maybe more than I should. Now let's talk about director Jordan Peele. And after watching the film Nope, I would say it's safe to assume that he was inspired by other directors like M. Night Shyamalan, or Steven Spielberg, or even Quentin Tarantino at times. The obvious comparison would be the film Signs by M. Night Shyamalan. And even though they share similar concepts, I feel like Nope takes those and adds a way more comedic edge while keeping that suspense. And the reason I mentioned Quentin Tarantino was, at times the way that this film is paced sort of reminded me of a Tarantino film. You have certain scenes where characters are just having this meaningless conversation with each other. It doesn't really propel the plot whatsoever, but it's just two charismatic characters having an interesting conversation, and sometimes I like things like that. And as far as the look and scope and cinematic style of this film, it's beautiful to look at. I was really blown away by how just good this movie looks. And as far as Jordan Peele's style, he has this very simple look to his films that's not overly stylized. It's just easy to look at, and it's more immersive because of that. Now, I do have a few quick negatives with the film. I would say the first half is by far the weaker half of the film. Not to say it's bad, it just feels like there's some things that could have been condensed to get the momentum going a little bit quicker than it did. And it really does feel like the second half of the film contained everything that was really memorable and great, suspenseful, comedic. They put all of that in the second half of the movie. And one other thing, during the third act of this film, it feels like there's this character that's abruptly interjected into the film for 2 minutes, just so Jordan Peele could make a jab at paparazzi, or TMZ specifically, because I get it, he lives in Hollywood, he's a director, he works in the film industry, and well, most actors aren't a big fan of paparazzi. It makes sense. But it really did feel like the movie came to an abrupt stop just to make these jokes towards a paparazzi-esque character. And if you took that out, I don't think it would matter either way. And one last thing, when it comes to that mysterious entity in the sky, and no spoilers, I will just say not a lot of things were answered, and I feel like this movie was more about the journey and the thrills and the mysterious suspense rather than the answers and the destination. Now, here are my final flicking thoughts on the film Nope. And once again, going into this movie, I'm a fan of Jordan Peele. I expected it to be a pretty good movie, but I was really taken back and shocked by how much I enjoyed this film and how entertaining it was as a summertime blockbuster movie. And I don't think it was marketed that way, but I think once word gets around and people see this movie week after week, I think more people will come to see it, not based on the trailers, not based on their love for Jordan Peele. I just think the casual moviegoer will come into this and be like, yeah, that was a thrilling, entertaining time with some dark, seedy shit along the way, but I enjoyed it. And I'm one of those people. Except I knew who Jordan Peele was, and I was looking forward to the movie, and I'm not a casual moviegoer, but you get what I'm saying. Let's go to the next thing. I'm going to give the film Nope this right here. Check it out. So yeah, I'd buy Nope on 4K and watch it on a rainy day with some frozen pizza. So those are my thoughts on the movie Nope. Now here's my question to you, and let me know down below if you've seen the movie. What did you think about it? Or let me know what your favorite paranormal movie of all time is. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. That way I can see you next time.